back to Heroes Among Us. For many Vietnam veterans, the journey to Washington is not just about visiting memorials. It's about finally standing in the places where memory and loss have lived for more than 50 years. And for some, those memories began long before they ever reached the nation's capital. Our next veteran is a Marine who earned the nickname Rocketman after a mission in Vietnam that he says changed everything.
Thomas Rocketman Breeds was just 20 years old when he was deployed and quickly found himself in combat that would leave lasting physical and emotional scars. On this honor flight, he is finally able to return to a place where he says survival came at a cost he still carries today.
Well, they shot down the Huey that went in first, and they shot down. They let the first one land, then they shot us down. And the bullets are coming through the chopper. Jets and helicopters and mortars and artillery, and the whole hill was on fire.
Thomas Breeds, a tough Irish man from Massachusetts, receiving a lot of titles over his lifetime. But one nickname holds a different level of pride, earned after a mission on an unsecured mountain in Vietnam, the survivor.
Back up on the hill, there's bodies everywhere, bodies everywhere. I really thought I was going to die there.
Just 6 months after standing at attention at Paris Island, Breeds' boots touched down in Vietnam.
Ambushes, incoming, you name it, it was there, and it was frustrating. It was really frustrating.
Just under 10 months in Vietnam, working hours upon hours each day.
Yeah, once I was there, it wasn't worth it. It certainly wasn't worth it.
His tour in Vietnam cut short during a mission he thought he would never return from. Approaching the mountain, their Huey was shot down. One of their helicopters made a successful landing before the chopper that Thomas was in took heavy gunfire, going down. Hours later, Thomas and 2 others continued the mission.
So I'm listening to the gunfire on both sides of the hill. I must have ran past the guy because I got shot in the back. They captured the lieutenant and they captured Max Baer, and they tortured him all night long. What a horrible night they said they had.
There were no survivors in the Huey that was shot down, and the 2 captured soldiers were tortured and killed. Breeds sustained a gunshot and shrapnel wounds. He was carried back and flown out on the last chopper of the night. A survivor, lucky, but only able to think about those left behind.
This is the guy, one of the guys that carried me back on the perimeter. So I'm opened up right down here, but the guys I served with were the best. I felt bad for leaving them, but I didn't want to be there. Purple Heart we have right there. National Defense Medal.
Though his time in Vietnam was short,
Vietnam Campaign Medal with 3 battle stars.
He was trusted with a lot of responsibility.
Whenever they needed a good weapon to maybe break a bunker or maybe break a machine gun, they'd call the Rockets up.
Rocketman, turning 20 years old in Vietnam, carried 3 light anti-assault weapons, or laws, for the better part of 10 months.
I'm proud of my family. I wish I was as proud of myself as I am my family.
Thomas followed in the footsteps of his family.
My father was 7 years in the Army in World War II. He was a prisoner of war for 3 of them. My older brother Jimmy was in the Marine Corps while I was there, before I was there. He was there in 66 and 60. To 70.
Fast forward 57 years, and Rocketman is finally getting some closure, thanks to his new friends at Honor Flight.
But that was the most exciting thing I've ever gone to, is those people from the Punta Gorda area that came out to see us and cheered us and shook our hands, and they were amazing. They weren't there 57 years ago. It was simply a beautiful thing.
For Rocketman, Vietnam is something that he still carries with him to this day. But for many veterans on this journey, those memories are shared, not just in what they lived through, but in the names of those who never came home.